Hi, this is exercise number 20, Python classes and objects. Today, we will learn on how to create your own object-oriented programming language using Python. Almost everything in Python is an object with its properties and methods. A class is like an object constructor or a blueprint for creating an object. In order to create a class, we will use the keyword class followed by a colon. For example, let's look at the given example. Create a class named myClass with a property named X. Okay, now I have already written here class myClass, which has a variable X as its property. A variable X as its property equals to 5, and another class, your class, which has the property name X, but is assigned with the value 10. Now let's try it out. Okay, although both my class and your class has the same variable name or same property, variable name X, each of both classes actually have a different variable. When I execute this code, and then in order to get the value of X, I immediately type in my class, okay, X. So this will return 5, while if I type in your class, it will return 10, because both classes has a different variable that has a different value in it. Now we can use the class name myClass to create objects. To create an object named P1, we will print the value of X. Okay, so in this example, P1 is created by assigning my class, and later we will print P1 with whatever that X carries in my class. When I execute this example, so P1.x will print out the value 5, P2.x will return 10. This is because the variable X inside my class and your class has both different value. Consecutively, my class has X with the value of 5, your class X has the value of 10. P1 and P2 is a different object created by assigning my class and your class to both of the variable P1 and P2. Now P1 and P2 has become an object. You can also repeat the same process. Like for example, if I put it P3, my class. Now P3 is a different object, but is created by the same class, my class. So P3 will return the value 5. Okay, in this example, P2 will return 10. The init function. The example above are classes and objects in their simplest form and are not really useful in real life application. To understand the meaning of classes, we have to understand the built-in initial function. All classes has a function called initial, which is always executed when the class is being initiated. So using the init function to assign values to object properties or other operations that are necessary to do when the object is being created. For example, create a class named person, use the init function to assign value for name and age. So this is how we do it. Immediately, I set up the init function that contain the parameter self for itself with the variable name and age. Okay. So when we create this object later, immediately a P1 object is created by using the class person with the name John with the age 36. Immediately object P1 will contain these particular values. Let's execute this problem. So now we have an object person P1 that contains the variable name John and age value 36. How about if I create another object P2 with another person? In this example, I created Razif with the value 38. Of course, the 38 is the age. And if I intend to print again P1.age, P1 belongs to John, immediately it will print out 36. Yes, you're right, 36. How about if we change P1 to P2? What will happen? It will print out 38 instead. Alright, so let's continue with the object methods. Previously, we have already learned on how to create our own method. Alright, basically, it's the same thing. However, the method that we are going to create belongs to the class. A class may have more than one method. In this example, the method is a simple print value that will print the variable name. Okay, let's look at it. So this is how the class person that is created with an init function name and age. And then there's another function which is self-created by the name my function. Let me type this properly. My function. Alright. So immediately if my function is called, it will print out hello, my name is with the variable whatever that is contained in the variable name. So in this case, when I created the object P1 with the variable name John, age 36, immediately when I call up P1.myFunction, it will immediately print hello, my name is John. Let's see how it goes. There you got it. Hello, my name is John. You can also modify the function, okay, because it's a variable, and my age is plus string self dot age. Okay, so that's how you create your function inside a class. Basically, whatever function that you create can be called again and again using the same function name that you have already created. Note the self parameter is a reference to the current instance of the class and is used to access variable that belongs to the class. The self parameter is a reference to the current instance of the class and is used to access variables that belongs to the class. It does not have to be named self. You can call it whatever you like, but it has to be the first parameter of any function in the class. In this example, it's use the word my silly object as a replacement for self, right? So in my example here, what I did is I changed the self to my name. Def init Razif name age. However, if I use this, I need to change this to my name, right? So I change this. Supposedly this would be my name, right? There you have it. So whatever it is, it should work properly if the self parameter is defined properly. Okay. Now, if we were to use the second function, the same object p1, get h, that's it. Sorry, whatever it is, h of, okay, because it's ABC here, I have to change recursive. There you have it, h of John. Although the variable self is recursive, the value is John. So please remember that whenever you create an object, right, the value that is prompt at the output is based on the value of the variable itself. If I were to create another object, P2, for example, with the name Mary, 18, so P2 would have a different value. There you have it. Alright, so let's look at how to modify object properties. Object properties is similar to a variable. You can always modify the object properties by simply assigning it to another value. So now I assign 58 to P1H. So when I call the function getH, immediately it will print out each of John 58. Delete object properties. You can also delete properties on object by using the delete keyword. So in this example, when I type in delete p1.h, immediately h will be deleted. So whenever I try to print it, it will return an error. You can also delete the whole object, okay, like this one, and immediately the object is deleted. So the pass statement can be used similar to whatever that we have already learned previously in the if function, in the control structure. Pass is used when you need to create a class but with no content. You can put pass inside the class. So that's it for today. You can test the exercise on your own and see how it goes. Thank you very much.